The recession has proved a significant struggle for the UK high street, but one group who have thrived during these times are thrift and second-hand clothing shops. Here in Brighton, the lanes are home to some of the most famous independent vintage boutiques. Due to globalisation and the increased popularity of second-hand clothing, many vintage shops have seen the benefits of creating an online boutique. Ryan Parker, manager of Dirty Harry's, explains why.
It's more for like a lot of people who say, have you got an online store? Because we get a lot of people come from all over Europe to come here because we've got specific items in the shop that you cannot get anywhere. Things like we do 16-ounce salvage denim jeans for the Rockabillys. You can't get those anywhere for no money. Dungarees, get people travel from all over. Like people come from Germany yesterday just to pick up like 4 or 5 pairs at a time. You just can't get them. So.
The recession has enabled people to see the benefits of buying affordable clothing without having to compromise quality for fast throwaway fashion. With the growth of the online fashion sector, retailers can see the potential growth it can have on their independent businesses. However, a lot of vintage retailers acknowledge the difficulty with buying vintage online. Louise Hill, manager of vintage boutique Hope & Harlequin, explains why.
It's very hard to buy vintage online, I think. People want to look, but you want to touch it and actually experience what the item is generally as well.
The success of an online store is dependent on many things, from the size of the business to the functionality of the online site. Lucy Willis, manager of vintage chain shop Beyond Retro, whose online store launched in November, explains why they set one up.
I think it was just something that other vintage companies are doing it, and we've got such a good website and such a good team behind it that it just works really well.
Although clothing remains one of the fastest growing online sectors, vintage clothing is different. There is only one of each item and the sizing does not correspond to measurements today. Some even say that shopping for vintage clothing is all about the experience of going into the shop and having that nostalgic feeling of being back in the past.